I've been a comic book fan since I was a kid, and this tutorial is dedicated to just some of the techniques that you can use in assembly to create your very own awesome artwork. Here's the art I'll be breaking down today. Okay, let's get started. First, let's separate the four main elements we're going to focus on: the background, the character, the long shadow, and the speech bubble. Right, let's start with the background. This is made up of shapes from the shape drawer found under patterns. If you don't have them, they are available to purchase right here. I love these shapes and would always go straight to these when I'm looking to get an effect like this. Alternatively, you can make your own patterns by just duplicating a basic shape and using the snapping functionality to easily distribute them evenly, just like this. The idea here was to create a point of interest near the center of the image. I also felt using multiple textures created energy and interest. Exactly the same shape technique has been used to create each of these areas. Select your preferred pattern. Now you need to choose the shape it's going to sit on. Let's go to the basic shapes and grab a circle. Duplicate your circle. Right, place your pattern completely over the circle. Select both and go to your Boolean tool. Tap on Intersect. Now you can change the colour and put in place. As you can see, I've done this 5 times across the background. Then it's just a case of playing with the colour. Remember, this is a background, so don't make the colours too overpowering. You can also see I've added a colour gradient on top to break up some of the clean lines. You can do this really simply. Select a basic shape, go to Styles, turn down the fill and bring up the shadow. Change the colour of the shadow to a bright colour and play with the blur and opacity. You now have your gradient. Next is our character. Our character is actually made up of edited circles. You can either find an image online and trace your character, or you can start from scratch, but the process is exactly the same. Simply place a circle into position, go into the point editing mode, and move your points into position. My recommendation is not to struggle with one circle if you can use 2 to do the same job. It's actually super easy and satisfying to build up your image this way. Now our character is made up of 4 other elements: the outer stroke, the blue shield, the solid shadow, and the pattern shadow. To create each of these, we need the same thing, a solid version of our character. Duplicate and select all. Once again, Boolean and combine. Now we can make each element. To create the stroke, remove the fill and simply add a stroke. To create the shield, remove the fill, add a stroke again, but this time fill the stroke so it becomes an object. Now we can decrease the opacity. To create a shadow, let's grab a circle from the basic shapes. Place over our shape, go to Boolean and tap on Cutout. Now bring down the opacity. Finally, we need a pattern version of this shadow. Let's duplicate this and go to our patterns again. Let's place the pattern over this shape and Boolean intersect. We still have one left. Well, this is actually for the next element, the long shadow. Let's grab a square and rotate it 45 degrees. Rescale it like this. The line that's connected to the character might get in the way. If so, simply go to the point editing mode and move those lines so they don't interfere with our main shape. Right, now select both, Boolean and combine. All the speech bubbles I use are available in the bubble pack, right here or here. Grab one and simply change the colour and add a stroke. Now go to the text tool, select a font and rotate it so it matches your bubble. And a stroke and you're done. You can style this in a ton of different ways depending on what your character and how your character is talking. In this, I'm trying to illustrate that the character is shouting to someone off shot, probably the bad guy. This has been a super fun tutorial. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you soon.